Vape Dr. Dan here once again. Today we're going to take a look at the Goliath version 2. But before we get too into it, we're going to dive up close and take a good look at all of its guts. Alright, so here we have the Goliath version 2 laid out in all its component form. So here we have the box that it comes in, nice shiny Goliath V2 with that little sort of, oh, I can't remember what it's called, with that sort of like lifeline-y line there. Somebody let me know in the description what that's called because I used to know what that was, but for some reason it's leaving me right now. Back branding. It's a very classy box, I find. It's nice, simple, and simple and classy. And here is your little like scratch-proof and Youde QR code there. And when we open it up, da-da-dum, here is all the bits it comes with. So it comes with this sort of coil heady deal. We'll get to that in a minute. I haven't used it because I love to build. But is that even going to focus? Maybe? Maybe? Yeah, no. Ah, there we go. So it's just like a spaced Canthal build from the looks of things. So it comes out to 0.5 ohms. And I like to generally vape a little lower than that, and I enjoy building, so I haven't used it yet. Comes with two of those actually. Both of them 0.5 ohms. I don't know if you're going to be able to see that. But there you have it. It does come with a spare glass, which I am using because I broke my first one. And some extra kind of colored O-rings. So I'm going to leave the blue ones there because we're going to switch to the blue ones because it's they look funky. But it also comes with some red ones if you should so desire to have red O-rings on there, as well as some extra bits and bobs for O-rings, like one for the drip tip and some extra ones for the other parts of the atomizer. Comes with this sort of pluggy dealy here, which is kind of cool. It's if you want to do single coil mode. I have not tested that option because, again, I love to build and I just have not found a desire to build it to a single coil. And there's some extra post screws in there as well. So that is the box that it comes in. Ooh, all shiny and nice. Now here's all the pieces laid out. As you can see, it comes apart quite easily, actually. A lot easier than I thought it was going to. So, you just sort of slide the chimney in there. Am I doing this right? Am I doing this backwards? It goes in this side, I believe. It just sort of fits right in there once you get it to the right side, because there's two flat sides and the rest is round, and so it won't fit in properly any other way that you have it. It has to seat down like that. And then that screws into here. But first, you gotta throw the tank on there. Now before I do that, whoa, we're having some lighting issues. Before I do that, I'm gonna throw the blue O-rings on here, because why not? I like the blue ones. And it's gonna be a super tight fit. I haven't used the other O-rings very much, but there you go. Goes in just like that. Now the other O-ring, you pop right onto here. Make sure I'm doing this actually on camera. And then that just screws right to the chimney there. Whoa! If I don't throw it across the room. There we go, caught the threads. Once you get it started, you can just grab the whole thing rather than holding it by the chimney, because the flat sections of the chimney will give you traction to spin it on. I believe that is screwed on all the way. Yeah, we're not spinning anymore. Don't want to crank it on too tight because I still want to be able to take it apart later if I should decide I want to change the O-rings out or do something like that. So we'll put those off to the side. And our little drip tip. Now, the cool thing about the drip tip and the chimney itself is it actually got that cool, like, little swirly, I don't know if you're going to be able to see it, but swirly little tornado-y thing that Youde does. I don't know. I don't know if it actually helps the vapor at all, but I kind of like it. It's fancy and cool looking. And then we'll just pop that in there. The O-rings are all really tight right now because I just washed this whole thing out for this video. And now we'll get to the deck, the part that you've all been waiting for. Now this is the cool thing here, because this deck section actually unscrews, and you can put those little coil heady deals in there. I'm not going to unscrew it and switch one of those in, because I have in here right now a nickel build that I have actually been enjoying, but it unscrews there. You can see the bottom of that is kind of messy. I didn't really clean that part because this had the build on it. But yeah, so this comes apart just like that, screws back in. Gotta make sure it's nice and snug when you put it back in. I'm trying not to mess up my coils too much. Yep, gotta make it nice and tight in there, because you don't want it shorting out on you. Now, to fill it up, actually, let's get back to this for a second here. So it does have some fairly large post holes. You're not going to fit anything fancy because of the size of the chimney, but it does have some fairly large post holes that are pretty easy to slide your leads into. And it's pretty easy to, you know, just like stick them in, bend them off, stick the other coil in, bend them off, and then clip, 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 and you're good to go. So I'm going to wick this, and we are going to fill this up, and then we will get back out to normal FaceTime, whatever you want to call it, view, and we will vape this and talk about it a little more. One thing I did forget to mention is that Youde does include these, let's see if I got a pointy instrument here. It does have these kind of little notches in the juice flow chambers, sort of as a guide to where to put your wick to. If you put too much, it's not gonna wick properly. You put too little, it's just going to flood like crazy. So, so actually just going right down to that line is about perfect. So yeah, I'm going to get that other side wicked, and then we will get right back to it. Alright, so I got some juice on those wicks, just on the coils themselves, because I'm going to put this in there like that. And the juice on the coil just helps it start priming it type thing. Now you'll notice there's two large-ish size kidney-shaped fill holes. You want the juice flow all the way open. I'll show you that in a second, because you just basically twist this. Actually, I'll just show it to you now. So you twist this, you can get full open juice flow, a little bit open juice flow, or you can go all the way down to single open juice flow. But to fill it, you're going to want both those juice flows open, just so that you can pour juice in one side and let air escape the other side. You don't want to pour too fast. This is a max VG juice, which some people say is a little thick for this tank, but I find with the nickel build, it is just peachy keen. Mostly because the temp control stops you from having dry hits anyways. Interesting point. It's really the only tank that I've actually enjoyed nickel with. Okay, that's about full. So we'll turn this juice flow pretty much off as it can go. You see, it gets right full. Not even like really an air bubble. Although you'll see when I put this all together, turn the juice flow on. Whoa, let's not cross thread it. Cross threading is bad. There we go. And naturally, the juice flow sort of opens as you twist it on, I find. So you'll see a couple of air bubbles floating around in there now as the juice sort of gets to the wicks and fills up. So that being said, let's get this on a mod and let's vape this sucker. Right, so that was the up and close with the Goliath version 2. Now, I've got up here the My Vapor Store description for it, because the the Youde site doesn't actually have the Goliath V2. They've got replacement coils for it, they've got replacement glass for it, they've got glass drip tips for it, but they don't have the Goliath V2 itself. So I did some Google foo and found the description. So here we go. This is a long one, and they mention the name a lot. Youde Goliath Rebuildable Tank Atomizer version 2. From the creator of the popular Goblin Mini and the original Goliath RTA, Youde has released the upgraded version 2 of the Goliath RTA. The Goliath RTA V2 now has removable deck, which allows for both single and dual coil builds, catered to your own personal preferences, which I have been enjoying a lot, especially the fact that it comes out. I can pull the deck out and clean in there, because when I throw it in my pocket, sometimes it gets fluff and stuff in there, and it's just a mess. So I pull the deck out, clean it up, and away we go. Where were we? The Goliath RTA V2 also supports the use of Youde's brand new ROCC replacement atomizer heads. These thingies that I showed you in the close-up that I have never used. They look interesting. Replacement atomizer heads that provide an alternative way to vape with the Goliath RTA V2. The Goliath RTA V2 can now also hold up to a maximum of 5, count them 5, milliliters of e-liquid for maximum capacity. It's nice. It's nice having 5 milliliters as opposed to the original 3. Find I only have to fill it up once or twice a day as opposed to 3 or 4 times with the original Goliath. The Goliath RTA V2 features adjustable e-liquid flow control, and you do that by twisting it, just like that. I don't find it does much of anything, but it does. It's one of them, like all the way to the one side, all the way to the right. Yes, all the way to the right. Turns it onto like a single juice flow. So it's just one of those juice flow kidney holes things are open, and all the way to the left is both are open, and you can kind of figure it around in the way in the middle. And there's this sort of like EKG line, and I have no idea if that has any sort of bearing on the juice flow, but that's a thing. Sorry. Okay, let's start that sentence again. The Goliath RTA V2 features adjustable e-liquid flow control, which lets you decide how much e-liquid is soaked by your wicks or cotton. Yeah, got it. The Goliath RTA V2 features a dual post design with large post holes, allowing you to use many different builds. Again, subjective to the chimney space. It's a small chimney. Can't put huge builds in there. 2.4 millimeters is pushing it, and that's with 26 gauge round wire. The Goliath RTA V2 also features 2 large adjustable airflow holes for superior airflow. I find I just rock it full open, except for when I like build it really high resistance and I want to melt the lung, and I just crank the airflow to almost nothing, build higher resistance, throw it way down on the wattage. And a lot of people give me guff about that, but that's what I got for the time being. I don't feel like going out and buying something specifically for mouth to lung, although I'm getting more along that lines. I might do that shortly. The Goliath RTA V2 features a stainless steel construction and glass tank. I've already broken the glass once. Not fun. But the stainless steel is very durable. I mean, like, I've dropped this, I've chucked this, and that's why I usually have my handy-dandy vape band on there. I gotta search for a blue one, though, because I'm obsessed with things being matchy. The Goliath RTA V2 is perfect for cloud chasers looking for a drip-free, high-performance experience. And, well, you know, like, for the time it was some decent clouds, like, things considered. What I like about it is it's convenient. It's easy. I just throw a build in there, and then I can just re-wick it and fill it up with juice, and I don't have to sit there and drip. It's great for driving with. Other than that, really, it's an RTA. It's a decent RTA. Did have a little bit of a learning curve with the wicks and the amount of wicks, because I didn't notice that it has those little sort of like cutouts there where it shows you like how much wick to put in there. But once you figure that out, it's pretty easy to use. It's a really good starter RTA. If anybody is looking to get into RTAs, doesn't want to buy the like super fancy one, this is a great little beater tank that just takes everything I throw at it within reason. And I found that out with the first glass. That being said, time for the advocacy portion. Fight for your vaping rights, because if you don't, none of this is going to matter anyways. The fight is real. Down in the States, if you haven't already checked out August8th.org, go check it out. If you have, go do it again. Do it 100 times. Tell all your friends and family to do it. Also, be sure to check out the nix56.org if you're in California, because Prop 56 is ridiculous from what I understand. It takes money that should be going to the schools and puts it in the pockets of insurance companies and taxes the hell out of vapor products. So if you're a vapor or if you're not a vapor, I don't know why you'd be watching this if you're not a vapor, but if you're a vapor or not a vapor, go check out nix56.org and educate yourself on that. If you're in Canada, be sure to check out the Canadian Vaping Association.org, and I'll have links to all of this down in the description below. That being said, thanks for watching, and stay Smurfy. Those guys can bounce back from anything. V2 features adjustable e-liquid. Let's try that again in English.